Do you know why most people fail? It's not a lack of talent, it's not because they didn't have the right resources or the right network or the perfect timing. You see, most dreams, they don't die in some fiery crash of dramatic failure. They just fade away. They quietly bleed out before they ever truly begin. And the reason why is something most people are simply too weak to face.
It's because the moment nobody claps for them, they stop. Let that devastating truth sink in for a second. Human beings are tragically addicted to applause. We want the likes, the constant support, the family telling us how much they believe in our dream. But when the phone is dry, when the room is dark, and when the world acts like you don't even exist, most people just pack it up and quit. They literally cannot survive the silence.
Section 1. The Price of Silence. Let me introduce you to a 17-year-old kid named Ethan. Because while his peers were out living perfectly comfortable lives, Ethan was relentlessly grinding in this cramped little room, pouring his absolute soul into a dream that literally no one else could see. And every single day, he woke up to this brutal reality: 0. Day after day, Ethan would check his channel, maybe 5 views, 11 views, but most of the time, absolutely 0. No subscribers, no money, no recognition. He was pouring his lifeblood into an absolute void. It is a stark, incredibly painful reality to work so hard and be met with complete and utter indifference from the universe.
But you know, the silence of the internet was honestly nothing compared to the noise of the people around him. His friends laughed at him. "Oh, bro thinks he's gonna be famous," they'd say. But the deepest psychological pain, that came from his own blood. His cousin looked him dead in the eye one day and delivered this brutal dismissal: "You're wasting your life." Imagine the psychological warfare of hearing that from your own family. Slowly, Ethan actually started believing them. He's staring at his screen after 3 months of grueling work, just wondering, man, what if they're right?
Section 2. The lonely phase. See, the hardest part of achieving monumental success isn't the physical work. It's the agonizing reality of giving everything you have inside of you while feeling completely and utterly invisible. The silent sacrifices were just relentless. We're talking about editing videos until 3 a.m., waking up exhausted for school, skipping the parties, skipping the late-night gaming sessions with his friends. Everyone else looks so much happier than him. And listen, that is a very dangerous place to be, because when you sacrifice all your comfort but see 0 results, your brain starts turning against you. You fight this thought every single day. Maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm not talented, maybe success is just for other people.
But then came this massive, life-changing epiphany. One night, drowning in all that suffocating self-doubt, Ethan heard a quote on a podcast that hit him like a shockwave. If people laugh at your dream before it happens, you're probably on the right path. That completely reframed his isolation. The laughter, the mockery, the sheer invisibility. It wasn't proof that he was failing. It was the exact proof he needed to know he was heading in the right direction.
Section 3. Discipline over motivation. This is where things shift. Ethan realized he had been working emotionally, waiting to feel inspired, waiting for someone to care, waiting for a sign from the universe. So he completely shut that down and forged an unbreakable, machine-like discipline.
Here is the brutal, uncomfortable reality check that Ethan had to swallow and that you need to understand right now. The world genuinely does not care about your effort, your struggle, or your quote-unquote potential. It doesn't care how hard you try. The world only respects cold, hard results. Period. And realizing this made Ethan stop seeking pity and start seeking mastery. He became undeniably dangerous. While everyone else was wasting hours mindlessly scrolling on their phones, Ethan was ruthlessly studying the mechanics of success in silence. He broke down storytelling. He analyzed video titles. He dove deep into viewer psychology, editing techniques, retention hooks, the whole 9 yards. He failed constantly, but every single failure just made him sharper. He was building his arsenal in the shadows until he didn't need a single ounce of external validation to keep pushing.
Section 4. The breaking point. Because just when you think you're unbreakable, life decides to test you. Tragedy struck. His cheap laptop completely crashed. Years of work, projects, and endless hours of late-night grinding just gone in an instant.
You could literally feel the agonizing, unrewarded passage of time here, like this slow, heavy drum beat. Look at this. Month 1, 5 views. Month 3, still 0 subscribers. By the end of year 1, the total crash. Ethan was standing at the exact precipice where the exhaustion is heavy enough to kill 99% of dreams forever. He had no money to repair it, No rich parents to bail him out, and absolutely no backup plan. He walked outside into the freezing cold night air, staring up at the sky, asking himself the question that breaks so many of us. What is the point of all this? He was standing at the very edge of the abyss, totally ready to finally surrender to the silence. But then, he saw something in the cold darkness. An old construction worker, alone, sweating, exhausted, hands covered in dirt. There were no cameras on this man, no audience, no one cheering him on. Just pure, unadulterated work. And right there, it clicked. Ethan understood the definition of the real worker. It's someone who doesn't stop just because nobody is watching. They work because they decided who they want to become, and they don't need permission from an audience to do it.
Section 5. Becoming unstoppable. That night changed his DNA forever. Ethan borrowed a beat-up old laptop, sat back down at that tiny desk, and started completely over from absolute zero. For another entire year, he relentlessly pushed through the silence.
And then, one completely average morning, the dam broke. One single video suddenly hit 100,000 views, then another hit 500,000, then millions. It was an absolute avalanche. The same friends who mocked him, suddenly in his comments asking for advice. The family who told him he was wasting his life, now they couldn't stop bragging about how proud they were. It's funny how fast the world switches sides when the results finally arrive, isn't it?
But Ethan knew the harsh truth. The victory didn't happen when the views arrived. The victory didn't happen when the money came, or when the doubter suddenly started clapping. The true victory happened during those dark, cold, lonely nights when quitting felt infinitely easier than continuing. That is where champions are actually created.
So if you feel invisible right now, I need you to listen to me carefully. You are not losing because nobody notices you. You only lose when you stop. Every single legend looked crazy in the beginning, so stop waiting for applause. Stop announcing your goals to people who secretly want to see you fail. Here is the path. Move in silence, build in silence, suffer in silence, and then shock everyone. The world is going to hear about you eventually, but first, you have to survive the phase where nobody is watching. So if nobody believes in you right now, good. Embrace the pain of being ignored. Become undeniably, terrifyingly dangerous. Work anyway. The silence isn't your enemy. It is the architect of your greatness. So ask yourself this: when the lights go out tonight, will you surrender to the quiet, or will you finally start building your empire in the dark?